Hey, you wonderful people out there. This is Chris from the Business Report Show. So I thought I'd just round up a bit of an update for our Wealthsimple Small Cap Trade Challenge, talk about one stock I've added, and just talk about what's going on with the cryptocurrencies over the last 2 weeks. So going through our portfolio update, CPRO had some really great news in the last week with some of the research they've been doing with the University of Alberta, and they've had some success on some processes in extracting some of these proteins for the product. So that great news bumped up the stock a little bit. It's up on our portfolio right now. It's just trading at about 74 cents. I'm looking more for long-term for this stock. I like the prospects it has for expanding its product lines for some of its biotechnology. The next one on our list that's not doing so good is New Vista Energy. Despite oil and gas prices continuing to go up, there's been a bit of selling pressure on New Vista. I get it. The stock price was pumped up quite a bit over the last month. And so I see a lot of people just taking profit right now with oil continuing to climb above the $60 mark in the last couple of weeks. New Vista was already talking about improved numbers before oil even hit 60. So over the next few quarters with the earnings results, it should look really good. There may be some concerns about more of the long term once things do open back up, or if Europe goes into another lockdown, as many countries are seeing a third or fourth wave of COVID. So I think there's some selling pressure for the oil and gas stocks. Most of my oil and gas stocks in my portfolios are down slightly. Not too bad, but we'll monitor New Vista. If it falls any further, we may get rid of it in our small cap trade portfolio. Farmer's Edge continues to be quite a consistent stock. We got in at about $17. It's currently at about $17.90. It's had up and down. At one point, it had hit about $18.50, I believe. And with very little news, I didn't know what was going on. And with recent quarterly report coming out, not too bad. I think investors were just taking a bit of profit right now. But it's still hovering above the entry point that we had. So we're going to hang on to that a little bit longer and see what that stock does. Hamilton Thorne continues to be pretty consistent small cap stock for us. It's gone up a little bit since our entry point, I believe at about $1.67. It's at $1.75 right now. Not a lot of news for Hamilton Thorne, but as the economy opens back up and more couples start going back and looking into fertility treatments and things like that nature, Hamilton Thorne should be getting some more orders for the various clinics across North America. High Tide, that's one that's done not so good for us despite the great news that's happening in the cannabis space. High Tide on the retail side continues to expand. Since our last update about a month ago, High Tide's added about 2 more stores here in Alberta, and they've expanded some of their acquisitions as well. So everything's been positive for it, but the cannabis sector in general has taken a bit of a hit, except for the acquisition of Supreme, which helped that stock. But overall, cannabis, I think a lot of people are taking some profit. High Tide numbers should be pretty good as they come out of the rebound. They're doing everything right, including finalizing their listing on NASDAQ. I've been reading some of the comment boards and people are saying that the stock might be manipulated a little bit before a full entry into NASDAQ. Who knows what's happening on that end, but the stock has taken a bit of a hit. Not too bad. It's at 65 cents right now, slightly below our entry point. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. But again, for the mid to long term, I do see a lot of opportunities for these cannabis stocks. So we'll hang on tight for that one for the next bit. So HPQ, our nano silicon stock that we picked up, continues to not do well for us in this small cap trade challenge, which I did mention at the beginning when we picked up this stock. It is a high risk stock because they're not generating any revenues right now, and there hasn't been any really news that has come out about HPQ. So the problem with a lot of these small caps is if you don't keep pumping up the news, and any positive news will help it, and no news actually becomes a negative. So you got to keep a tight eye on this one. I did buy a few more shares on the dip because I do believe in the technology for the future, especially for EVs and the growth that's happening in the EV space. Their nano silicon technology and the way they extract that is very cost effective and increases the life of batteries as per their research report. So keeping an eye on this one. There's been rumors in the conversation boards here that a lot of people are seeing this one could even drop maybe down to 50 cents. That's a massive drop from where we bought it from. But again, we haven't exposed our entire investment portfolio too much to HPQ. So I'm not too worried. I like the long-term aspects of the technology that they're building. So we're going to hang tight on this one and we'll make a decision if it drops any further. So the new stock I've added in the last couple of weeks is stock WTRH Waitr. And I wanted to really get into the food delivery space, like the DoorDash, Skip the Dish, that type of company. But DoorDash is really expensive, and a lot of people, as they come out of these growth stocks to reposition into more of the value stocks, because DoorDash is such a big company, they've taken a bit of a hit recently. And so I wanted to look for an alternative. And there is a small up and coming company that seems to have pretty decent ratings. And so WTRH Waitr Holdings is one that I got into at around the $2.70 range. It's jumped up to about $2.85 at its high point over the last couple of weeks. It has since pulled back a little bit to $2.79. I like the long-term prospects of it. I don't think the delivery service, the food delivery services are going anywhere anytime soon. I think people have gotten used to using it. And so even with the economy opening back up, I think usage of these services are going to be continually high. One thing I like about Waitr is they've been signing really good agreements with different platforms. And most recently, they've got approval to start potentially delivering cannabis through their delivery service. So I think that's going to be huge. It ties into the whole cannabis story. They are still a much smaller company compared to DoorDash and Skip the Dish. So I see a lot of opportunity for Waitr at this price point. Financials do look pretty good. The last quarter had some good bump up and increases as more people were using their services. So I thought I'd get into that one and add that to our small cap trade challenge. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is our crypto. Now, remember I had picked up Bitcoin and Ethereum not too long ago in the Wealthsimple crypto side of it. I wanted to pick up some of these other smaller cryptocurrencies and I couldn't on Wealthsimple. So we added a bunch of crypto through the Endax.io platform. That platform has gone through some changes for their mobile app. Remember when I first talked about it, I said the mobile app was the struggling point of it. They've gone into beta mode for the next update, and it is really good. I think it's finally catching up. Some of these other crypto platforms are stronger on the mobile side. Endax for sure is strongest, I believe, on the desktop side. So anyways, in my previous videos, I talked about picking up XRP, ADA, DOGEcoin, as well as most recently I picked up Polkadot. And of course, grabbed DOGEcoin back when it was about 4 cents. And as of today, overnight, it had jumped up to about 50 cents, 58 cents Canadian for the DOGEcoin. And there was a bit of a pullback. I saw some selling pressure. So I sold at about 48 cents, 47 cents Canadian. Last time Doge had a big run up out of their under a penny price, they ended up pulling back about 75% before stabilizing and then hitting the most recent run up. So I'm not sure if that's going to be the exact pattern for this time, but considering I got in at 4 cents and I got out at 47 cents, that's a big gain, and you know, profit is always good. So I've sold XRP as well. I got in at about 50 cents, got out at XRP at about $2. And so I've seen some pullback there. It's dropped about 10% since its high last night. And so this morning I decided just to get out of it for now because the momentum seems to be on the sell side. Now, that being said, all of this is unknown. Both Doge and XRP could be going to the moon as we even record this video. But at the end of the day, I took some profit. I like it. And if it dips further below and I see some stabilization, I might hop back in there and hopefully take the next ride up. So that's it. Just wanted to provide a quick update on all of this. I'm working on a couple of other videos. Got really good responses from the Archegos videos that I did. Had a lot of fun with those ones. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell button so you get notified of new videos as they come on. With that, everybody, make sure to always be learning, always be investing. We will catch you in the next video.